The sun was setting, and a warm golden hue bathed the dense woods around us. As we ventured deeper into the forest, the excitement in our hearts masked the unease of being so far from civilization. My heart pounded as I held his hand tightly, reassured by the presence of my boyfriend, Ryan. We had planned this camping trip for months, and now we were finally living our dream beneath the stars. As the night fell upon us, we set up our tent near a gurgling brook, which provided the perfect melody to accompany our love under the moonlight. We laughed, shared stories, and melted into each other's eyes. The crackling fire and the distant hoots of owls created an atmosphere of intimacy and adventure. But that intimacy was shattered when, in the distance, we heard an eerie sound echoing through the woods. It was like the distant wailing of a tortured soul. Goosebumps rose on my arms, and I clung to Ryan's arm, seeking comfort. "Did you hear that?" I whispered. "Yeah," Ryan replied, his voice barely above a whisper, probably just an animal. "Don't worry, I'm here." Trying to push the chilling sound out of our minds, we wrapped ourselves in warm blankets and drifted off to sleep, with the crackling fire serving as our guardian against the darkness. But slumber was not meant to be. I awoke to an inexplicable sense of foreboding, feeling as though we were being watched. A red glow outside the tent's entrance caught my eye, and I nudged Ryan awake. "Ryan, there's something outside," I murmured. He rubbed the sleep from his eyes and peered outside. His expression shifted from confusion to horror. "Oh my God," he whispered, his voice trembling. "It's a slaughterhouse." My heart pounded, and a cold sweat covered my body as I followed his gaze. There, only a few yards away from our campsite, was a crude structure made of logs and tarps. The red glow emanated from a dim light source within, casting eerie shadows on the trees surrounding it. And from inside, we could hear the chilling sounds of heavy machinery and muffled cries. Fear paralyzed us, but curiosity demanded answers. We knew we had to find out what was going on. We left the safety of our tent, moving stealthily towards the mysterious structure. The closer we got, the stronger the stench of blood became, mixing with the earthy smell of the forest. Peering through a small gap in the tarps, we were met with a sight that would haunt our nightmares forever. Inside the crude slaughterhouse, there were no animals, only people. A group of hooded figures, their faces obscured, worked with mechanical precision, carving and dissecting bodies hanging from hooks like macabre marionettes. Horror-stricken, we gasped and stumbled backward, but the sound of a twig snapping under our feet alerted the figures inside. Panic surged through us, and without another thought, we bolted back to our campsite, praying that we hadn't been seen. We crouched behind some bushes, hiding from the horror we had just witnessed. The night seemed darker, the woods unforgiving, and every rustling leaf became a potential threat. As we huddled together, Ryan whispered, "We need to get out of here, now." But escape was not as easy as it seemed. The hooded figures, sensing intruders in their dark sanctuary, were now searching the woods with malevolent intent. We had to remain hidden, silent like ghosts. Hours passed, each minute dragging on, our hearts pounding in sync with each other. Finally, we mustered the courage to move, inching away from the slaughterhouse. We planned to circle back to our tent, gather our belongings, and run for our lives. But fate had other plans. As we navigated through the dense undergrowth, we accidentally stumbled upon one of the hooded figures. Our breath caught in our throats as the figure turned towards us, its eyes hidden beneath the hood. "Run!" Ryan shouted, and we sprinted back into the heart of the woods, the sound of our footsteps mingling with the pursuit behind us. The chase was relentless, and the woods seemed to conspire against us. Branches grabbed at our clothes, roots tripped us, and the moon played hide-and-seek behind the clouds, casting eerie shadows on our path. We ran with everything we had, driven by fear and the will to survive. Somehow, we managed to outpace the hooded pursuers, but the ordeal was far from over. We couldn't return to our campsite, not with those sinister figures waiting for us. We kept running until exhaustion forced us to halt, deep within the heart of the forest, far from any sense of safety. As the first light of dawn painted the horizon, we collapsed under a massive tree. Fear and fatigue clung to us like shackles, but we knew we had to keep moving. With aching limbs and haunted souls, we made our way back to civilization, vowing never to speak of the horrors we had witnessed in those blood-stained woods. Though we escaped physically, the trauma of that night would forever be etched into our minds. We never spoke of our love-filled camping trip, nor of the sinister slaughterhouse in the woods. It became a secret we buried deep within us, a shared burden that bonded us in a way no other experience could. And as we grew older, we found solace in the knowledge that we survived together, that we had each other to lean on in the darkest of times. But in our hearts, we knew that somewhere out there, the secret of those who still lingered, waiting to be unearthed by another unsuspecting soul on a night of the blood moon.